Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the B&B podcast. This is episode 126, and this is the first time of recording this intro. Isn't that right, Brody?
Yeah, no other takes. Flawless as always.
Listen, I have a bad memory. I literally just looked at what number it was, and I forgot. So it's a good thing that I have my own wits with me. Since last time, because we did record a bunch in bulk, since last time we have now released our first Hypotheticals episode. I've gotten some positive feedback on that so far, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. My camera's having a seizure. That is okay. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you guys think in the YouTube comments. It's probably the easiest place to give us feedback now. Now that we're on there. And yeah, so we've done that, and we're kind of doing both, like our old topic format plus our new topic format with the hypotheticals. But I think it's going well. I mean, I enjoy them. I think Brody enjoys them as well, and Kyle seemed to have a fun time with it as well, which was fun. So we might get more guests on in the future and see how that goes. But for today, do you want to let the lovely audience know what we are talking about?
We're talking about our favorite shows.
So yeah, I kind of just put on this because it is a fun topic. Like, there's some really good TV shows out there now, and there's a lot of platforms to consume it, like consume content through. But we're mainly just talking about, like, the episodic format, more geared towards like Netflix's style, where they release the whole series or the whole season, and then you can kind of consume it at your own pace. But there are still shows on our list that are released every week or so. I think Brody and I both mostly consume content through Netflix. As fucking broken and dumb that company is, they still have some pretty good shows. So yeah, Brody's got probably like 20 or 25 by now, maybe 30. You never know. He never stopped creating the list. He's still thinking about shows to add, I bet. So I guess you should probably start us off because you've got more than I do.
Oh, wait, you're gonna do like one for one?
Well, you can go through a couple on your list, and then I'll go through a couple on my list. I don't know. Just let it flow naturally.
Okay. See, my list of shows is a very strange variety. Goes from science fiction to how would you even to like anime to like horror to teen drama, like it's all over the goddamn place. And my top two, The 100, which is I guess a science fiction show, and the second one is Outer Banks. So you got science and then right to just like teen drama.
Yeah.
I know you're currently watching The 100. I don't think you
Yes.
ever watched Outer Banks, besides maybe a couple minutes watching with me.
Yeah, no. I mean, Brody's bullied me into watching The 100 for. I actually checked because I was going through my emails because I'm getting spam like crazy, and I was trying to delete a bunch of emails. I guess I started watching back in June, and I still haven't finished it because I stopped for a period because I have so many fucking shows to watch. I was like, okay, I'll start this one, and then I'll go back to The 100, and I never did until Brody bullied me. But I mean, it's a good show. I think my one complaint with it is just so fucking long. I'm almost more engaged in shows that are like 12 episode seasons, somewhere around there, because it's just easier to consume. Which I'll get into later on my list. But like, it's a good show. It really is. It probably is one of my favorites now. But it's so long. I don't know, like, maybe in a couple of years I'd go back and watch it again, but I know you've watched it a few times, and I just can't sit through that long of a show again, like, right away. So that's my
Yeah,
one complaint of the show. But
I say watching it with you, I think, is the fourth time I've watched it through.
yeah,
But I've always loved the show. Like I always like every episode I watched at midnight when it was released every week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that show religiously. Me and a couple of the guys did. We'd stay up in chat and we'd watch it together, and it was a good time. And then I was just naturally like drawn to Outer Banks because it's kind of like a treasure hunt fantasy kind of show with a little bit of drama thrown in there. Seemed
Yeah.
like I've always liked the, I don't know, aspect of like treasure hunting. I always thought it was kind of cool. And then I don't know, the characters are just really relatable within the show.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
really
that's another one. That's another one that's on my list. It seems interesting. At least the snippets I saw when you were watching it there looked pretty interesting.
hmm.
Give us a couple more, and then I'll go into a couple of mine.
All right. See, my next few again are very different from even the other two. Well, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just fucking hilarious, like comedy show. Like, if you haven't seen that show, you have to. The the actors and actresses in that show are absolutely phenomenal. Like, my favorite two, of course, Andy Samberg and Terry Crews. Love both of them. Like, anything they're in, I usually watch and laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
Um, After that, really odd show that everyone thinks I'm very strange for watching. I've only watched it like 4 times as well, and that's the Fate the Winx saga. It's a show about fairies, and as stupid as that sounds, it's actually a really good show. I like the whole like mythology. I guess you could say mythology esque behind it. The
Yeah.
different types of fairies and stuff. It is really good. It's worth a watch.
Yeah. You just say, would you say it's underappreciated for what it is?
Oh, 100%. Like, the books did amazing. Like, it was
Mm.
I wouldn't even say it's a children's, but like a teenage.
I mean, I feel like I remember the books growing up because I feel like one of my friends might have read them because that sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah, it was a very popular book series when we were
Hmm.
younger-ish,
Yeah.
and now they're adapting it into like, no, I shouldn't say movie, into a TV show. They're doing great so far. Second season comes out started next year, I think. It's out
Nice.
soon-ish.
Yeah.
Want me to keep going? That's 4.
Rattle
Even
off a couple more, and then I'll
even though
rattle a couple mine
the
off.
the next 3 I have, I'm assuming is on your list as well.
All right. Well, start from the top.
Letterkenny, which if I
Letterkenny. I feel like a lot of our audience isn't gonna know what Letterkenny is. It's basically Canadians, and that's it. But it's just the embodiment of Canada.
yeah.
From the fucking stereotypes of I don't know how many I could even list, like hockey stereotypes and the way we talk and the way that Hicks act and the way that hockey players interact with each other and just the whole embodiment of our culture is that show.
Oh
And
yeah.
like I feel like if other countries had a show like this, people would get offended, but because it's Canada, it's like, no, this is fucking hilarious. Like
Yeah.
if you want to know how we interact with each other, watch Letterkenny. It's phenomenal. Can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, exactly. Which isn't out this month.
I think
It's
so.
Christmas and Christmas
Yeah.
Day or Christmas Eve or something.
I
Um,
couldn't ask for a better Christmas present.
yeah, exactly. Literally could not beat it. And then actually we just finished watching this. They released the last part of the last season of the show. It's Money Heist. And I've heard a lot of complaints that people hate on the show because of how badly dubbed it is.
Hmm.
But if you get past that, it's an absolutely phenomenal show.
And it's
Like
not Squid Game bad. Like it's
that's
tolerable.
yeah. And, like, the way I have these ranked is not really ranked. It's just the order I remembered them in. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be so hard to rank these shows. Like, I love them all so much.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like picking your favorite child, even though everyone does. Like you don't necessarily want to.
I don't have any, so I don't have to do that.
I'm not talking about you.
No, it wasn't me. My parents didn't pick me. That's for sure. Even though my mother's definitely gonna listen to this and probably scold me for saying that. That's
Yeah.
fine.
How dare you put me in that situation?
Yeah, it's okay, Mom. I know you didn't pick me. It's fine. I love you both equally.
Yeah, okay.
And then for the third one that I 130% know is on your list, that's Lucifer. Like, there's no way not to like that show.
I mean, you
Like,
can have your critiques about it. Like, there's certain episodes that were definitely like, not as good as others. But I mean, that's with anything. And the ending was kind of iffy. I mean, it depends how you look at it. If you love the show for what it is, I think you'll enjoy the ending. If you're looking for like a perfect ending, which a lot of people do, and that's so hard to do in television because you cannot appease everyone. So like, if you're gonna go into it with a shitty attitude of this ending's not gonna be perfect, then you're not gonna enjoy it.
yeah. There's I didn't mind the ending because I watched the show for what it was. It's not a perfect show. No show is. You
Yeah.
gotta take it as it is, and you're not the fucking writer of the show. You're not the producer. Like, if you don't like it, too fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Take your opinion and
Yeah.
all right. That's 7 of mine.
All right. How many more do you have, just so I know?
15. We don't have to go through all of them because some of them I just wrote down.
All right. I kind of rank them from favorites to. I started ranking them from favorite to like not least favorite, but you know what I mean. But then I added more, so this is just a list. I don't even know anymore. First is Daredevil. Was a Marvel rendition, created through Netflix, and I love that show to pieces. I've watched it a fair few amount of times, and I'm definitely not debating going back and watching it. But I mean, I don't even know if I have critiques for that show. I mean, every show does, obviously, but like I can't think of any. I mean, third season was kind of less good than the other two, but I mean, the cinematography alone should have won several awards, and it never did. Charlie Cox does an amazing portrayal of like this blind lawyer slash a vigilante guy. Like he's an amazing actor, and he plays the role so well. And I've heard through the interwebs that he's supposed to be like Marvel's go-to guy for Daredevil, which I am so happy about because he did an amazing job with that show. But the storyline was written amazingly. The cast choice was amazing. Like they didn't pick giant A-list actors to go and do this show. They picked like actors no one's really heard of, and they did a phenomenal job, and I'm glad they got given that chance. And I recommend it to everyone who likes Marvel, who even just likes, like crime fighting shows or like vigilante type shows. Amazing. The second season has the Punisher in it, so if you do like the Punisher, you'd like that. But start to finish, that show is just crazy, crazy good. My number 2, or the next on my list, I don't want to number them, is Peaky Blinders, which I just finished not too long ago. If you're like Brody and don't like Brits, you're probably not going to like it.
Yeah, I'll put that on the internet,
Brody hates Brits. He thinks they should have lost every war and stayed the fuck out.
That's fine.
We're gonna have the British marching on our door any moment.
Probably.
But no, that show again, like my friend Colton, who's been on the podcast, recommended it, and this came after the your camera's going blurry again, by the way. This came after he recommended Sons of Anarchy, which I also enjoyed, but Peaky Blinders there was no filler. Like that show from front to back was just filled with like drama and energy, and it seems like one of a kind to me. The characters were phenomenal. You grew to love some of them, and then when they died, because characters die in shows, surprise. It was sad, and you actually like you had that emotional buildup, which I think a lot of shows lack nowadays. But that show's phenomenal as well. I do recommend that one. Even got Tom Hardy in it, so you can't complain with that because he's also a great actor. My number 3 is Game of Thrones seasons 1 to 4, as with everyone. But no, that show is also really good. I haven't read the book, so I don't know how accurate it is to that. But they did a phenomenal job with that as well. Again, actors you haven't really heard of got given a chance. I mean, there was a few A-list actors in there for sure, but for the most part, it was like foreign actors and people who haven't really had much screen time, at least popular screen time, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, fights like the later seasons were not as good, I think, but maybe it's because I haven't read the books. I didn't mind the ending. Like, yeah, it was kind of a letdown for like super fans, but because I went into it just watching the movies instead of reading the books and then watching the show, sorry. I didn't mind the ending. I might get murdered for saying that. Who knows? But overall, good show. You want me to keep going? Do you want to read a couple more of yours?
All the shows that you've listed, I've never seen.
I know.
Daredevil, nope. Peaky Blinders, nope. Game of Thrones, nope.
I feel like you'd enjoy Daredevil because you did say you enjoyed Punisher,
Well,
but
yeah, it's on my list to watch. It's just not at the current moment. I haven't seen it.
whenever you stop watching Fate 1,000 times over and The 100
Fuck.
1,000 times over.
All right. Actually, there's other shows I want to rewatch through, which are on my list. Okay, how many do you have in total? We'll do it this way.
Well, I have 8 more.
Okay, so do one more, then I'll do
Yeah.
7, then you do 4 more, then I'll do my last 7, you do your last 4.
Sure. All right. So the next one, I know you're gonna roll your eyes to, because you always do whenever I fucking mention it, is Supernatural.
Hey, you know what? I can't 100% hate on the show. The only reason I watched it is because of my ex, and I literally watched the whole show in a week.
Yeah, I mean, when you're forced to watch a show in that short amount of time, I can see where you're coming from. I feel like if you had, consumed it in a longer period of time, it'd be different.
Yeah.
What?
No, I didn't mind the show. Like, I liked
Mm,
the whole aspect of, like, I guess the good versus evil, angels versus demons, like them
yeah,
battling different entities and demons and shit. That was really cool. That's kind of
yeah,
like one of a kind when it was originally made. I think it
mhm,
is still mostly one of a kind.
yeah. Definitely
And
not
like
in the capacity that
that,
show is. Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, I can't hate on it in that sense, but I
yeah,
mean, I don't know. There's certain, I mean, if I were to rewatch, I definitely would watch it over like a month, watch like a
yeah,
couple episodes a day and actually retain the information. Like
yeah,
you could ask me, who's this guy? I'd have no fucking idea.
yeah,
He went by in 30 seconds. What do you mean?
yeah. Um,
Well, that's not a
you're
not
ruining the podcast. Okay, thank you.
sir, your truck's getting broken into, but stop.
Yeah, stop it. I mean, I feel like for me, the show is just different because the reason I even got into it is because I had injured myself. This was the first time I dislocated my knee, and I'm like, okay, well, I need a show to watch. I already couldn't do anything else other than like watch TV and play video games, so I started it, and the thing that drew me in wasn't even like the angels versus demons stuff. Initially, it was the like folklore behind it. And that's another reason why it's one of a kind show, because at the peak of the show, like at the heart of the show, sorry, it was about like investigating these like different monsters and like folklore become real, and it was cool to see all these different like legends and myths come to life. Like one of the first episodes is the Wendigo, and Wendigos are fucking cool. I mean, they're terrifying, but they're super cool. But like
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in the direction the show kind of went. I mean, I realize it couldn't like have a longevity if it was the same thing over and over again. So I understand the big story arcs. What pissed me off was the showrunners keep saying, "Oh yeah, we're going back to our roots. We're going back to when Sam and Dean were hunting monsters," and they never did. and it was just really disappointing. There was like, here and there they introduced it, but for the most part, it was all about the big storyline, which the ending kind of pissed me off. It pissed a lot of people off. But with the show's longevity on how long it was, it's bound to be expected that it's going to start dropping off, and it did. I can admit that as a super fan. I mean, I've got a tattoo on my arm of it. Obviously, I'm a super fan. But like, I can admit, show wasn't 100% great. Like, it's not my. It's one of my favorites, but like, it's not. It doesn't stand out as much as some of the others might, perhaps.
Yeah, like that's probably one of the reasons I was thinking of while you were talking is the show sold out. Like it sold itself from what it used to
Oh yeah,
be, and that's when it went downhill.
yeah. I mean, the whole angels or demons thing, like, it should have ended around season 4 or 5. That's where the original ending was actually supposed to happen. But then, of course, oh, our ratings are so high. Let's milk this for another 10 years. And they did. And I think it ruined the show. I really do. It still stands out as one of my favorites, but I can admit they did they did sell out because they knew that people would watch. So, one of my favorites. Obviously, I have a lot of critiques, as you can tell. But I mean, it's true.
All right, on to my next 7.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is one we have in comics. I wrote your name next to it. Is Ozark.
Hmm.
Absolutely phenomenal show. Like as weird as it sounds, the whole like drug operation money laundering thing is actually really cool, and the
Hmm.
way that Mr. Bird finds different
Martin.
ways. Yeah, finds different ways to launder money is super cool.
Yeah. I
Um,
like the atmosphere of that show too. It's
mhm,
just it's so unique. Like, even the blue lighting, people don't like some people don't like it, but it gives it that different like atmosphere. The
mhm,
and like different form of storytelling. It's really cool.
yeah. Next one, I know you haven't seen. It's The Order,
Hmm.
another
On
show
my
on
list.
Netflix. Yeah, another great show that Netflix fucking killed. Um, it's another mythological show like wizards and
Yeah.
mages and wizards and mages. That's the same thing. Wizards and werewolves and mythological creatures and shit like that. Really good show. It's only 2 seasons, really short. Give it a watch. It is good.
Yeah.
Another show I just finished that Brandon said he's gonna have to also is on his list. Jack Ryan. If you have Amazon Prime, and you haven't seen that show, go
Do
watch it.
right
Just
now.
go. Just stop watching this and go. Or just get a
And
second monitor and watch both.
just finish watching this, then go watch that. Don't listen to
Okay.
Brody. I need
Okay.
your user retention. Thank you.
Okay. Or just skip to the end so we still get the.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely phenomenal show, start to finish. Every episode keeps you on the edge of your seat. Like it's so much action packed in that show. Super, super good. Um, Next one I think is also on Brandon's list. These next few I know you've seen. So, Scream
Mm.
TV show, absolutely amazing. Um, Big old twist at the end, as always. Actually, there's multiple twists in that show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Another team, I guess, drama esque murder mystery show. Really
Yeah.
good if you haven't seen it. Well, I shouldn't say it's long. It's not really what 3, 4 seasons maybe.
There's only 2 because they canceled the 3rd season.
That's right. Well, canceled it. They took the 3rd season and fucking blew it up with an atom bomb.
Yeah. That's a gentle way to put it.
No, they literally they shouldn't have made that season. Like it, they say it's season 3 of Scream. It has none of the actors. Doesn't follow the storyline. Like
And like the ending, so without spoiling anything, if you are gonna go watch it, the end of season 2, there's a big plot twist that leads up to the 3rd season, and then they axed it and changed everything. So, I
yeah,
mean, it's a great show. Go watch it, but
oh
be
yeah,
prepared for that disappointment.
yeah. If they would have had a 3rd season, they could have absolutely smashed that out of the water. Like could have been an amazing season, but that's what people do with
Like,
shows nowadays.
and like, it's the same thing with Daredevil season 3 that they did with Scream, which if they would have taken that last ending scene out and removed it, flawless. but because of that last ending scene that gives you anticipation for the third season or the fourth season, in Daredevil's case, blew it up.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing. I feel like you should confirm 110% your next season before you put a scene like that in a show.
Oh yeah, yeah. You shouldn't even think about an episode like that without knowing if there's gonna be a season or 2 seasons or 13.
Yeah.
Another absolutely phenomenal show. It's only one season because I'm fairly certain it's I'm gonna Google this while I keep talking, but I'm fairly certain it's canceled. Is Warrior Nun.
I thought I saw that they were coming out with another season though.
I actually just looked it up and I said it's gonna be a long wait before season 2 comes out. So they must
Hopefully.
have pushed it back. I'm assuming COVID reasons.
Yeah.
That why it's got pushed back, but phenomenal show. Like
Very good.
it's more well, it kind of ties into like the mythological side of stuff where like angels versus demons or nuns versus demons and like the holy warrior halo angel nun. Like it's an absolutely great show from start to finish. First
Yeah.
episode's a little slow, but then it immediately picks up and just slaps you with a bunch of action. Yeah, good ending for season 1. Leaves you on a massive cliffhanger, which I was hoping the season would have been a lot sooner. Because I think it came out last year, the show. I think it was a
That's when
2020 show.
Yeah, that's when you were watching it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it's probably gonna be another year before the show comes out, maybe half a year. That's a long time to sit on that cliffhanger. Um,
I
yeah,
hope it
great.
doesn't get axed before they get a chance to film though.
Yeah. That would really suck because I'm looking forward to the next season. And
Yeah.
in my next show I know you haven't watched because it's an old show. It was canceled years and years ago. Well, not years and years, but quite a few years ago. Is Hemlock Grove.
Hmm.
Um, it's really weird to describe this show. Like it's got your team drama, it's got your murder mystery, it gets mythological. Um, but it's a long show. It's probably like 6 seasons, but it is really good. There's a lot of cool information there, good characters. It's got Skarsgård. I never remember his first name.
Bill.
There you go. Pennywise. He's in it, does an absolutely phenomenal job. It is worth the watch, but I've had to watch it through twice till I get all the information, and
Yeah.
not everyone would be dedicated to that. But
Not
there's been
Brody. He likes rewatching shows.
that's because I mainly rewatch shows to see what I've missed, like the little
Yeah.
details in between scenes that
Yeah,
you
that I
missed the
can get.
first time. So like shows like that, I like to go back and watch again because a lot of the shows that I've rewatched 2 or 3 times, you pick up on something new every single time you watch it. Okay, into your last 4.
Last 4. My next 4. I still have
Oh, I
more.
guess I went first, so you've
Yeah.
more. I'm in my last section
Next
next.
on my list, Breaking Bad.
That's also the next on my list.
Fancy that. God, Breaking Bad was quite a show, wasn't it? I mean, I don't even know where to start with it. It had a slow start again. It had a slow burn.
Oh, yes.
I think everyone can confirm that that's watched it. It really does have a slow burn, but the storyline is amazing. Fucking Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul do an amazing job as the fucking like 2 main characters. Like Bryan Cranston's character evolves, and like so does Aaron Paul's character, and like they do an amazing job throughout the whole show. I don't think there's really much critique on their part. I think the only critiques that most people have the show is how it ended and how the last season was. But that's not, you can't really blame that on the actors. That's all the showrunners and money. I mean, at the end of the day,
I think the way it ended, they were just trying to get an end. They were just
yeah,
trying to find a way to put an end to the show. Because I mean,
and,
like when you have big actors like that, you got to think they have other projects they're working on, looking
yeah,
forward to working on. So they have to
hmm
put an end to some projects.
yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't really know how a different route that show would take. Because I mean, it was hard to follow up on. I think season 4 the was the second last season. So I think there was 5 seasons. So I mean, it's hard to follow up because that finale was fantastic.
Oh god, it really
Like,
was.
it was probably one of the most iconic finales in recent TV history. And it's, it's a bit older now. I can't remember when it properly ended. And it's got a great spin-off, which I don't have on here, but I wanted to mention Better Call Saul. Also fantastic if you want to find out how Saul Goodman got his origins.
Oh,
Uh,
once you're done talking about this show, I'll pose you something.
yeah. I don't even know what I was going on about, so pose me the question.
Okay. So talking about Breaking Bad and its spin-off, have you seen El Camino?
I haven't
The
yet.
the
I've
Aaron
heard
Paul
I've heard
spin-off?
mixed reviews about it, so I've been kind of wary of going to watch it. I hear it's very disappointing, but then I also hear it's very good, so I don't know. I might go and watch it one day, but
It is it's sad to see him spiral in the
mm,
show like that. Um but it is really good. Like I always wanted there to be like an ending to each of the main characters. Like Saul got his, Bryan
yeah,
Cranston, his ended in Breaking Bad, and
yeah,
then Aaron Paul never got one. Well, never
yeah.
really got
Kind of
one.
just
So
watched him drive away.
and then it literally leads right into the starting of El Camino. It's so cool
Okay.
that
Yeah,
and then it just keeps going. Like it is a good movie. You have to realize that it is a dry movie because I mean, there's not much more he can do.
yeah.
But
How do you
there
follow up on Breaking Bad, right?
there is one scene that fucking hurts, and it's when he goes to his parents' house
Mm,
before he goes on the run. If you watch the movie, or if you already have, it's a very tugging on the heartstrings scene.
yeah.
You can go back into your list, Neo.
Okay. We are about half an hour in, so
Okay,
try
I'll
and
only have
rush these.
yeah, we'll rush through mine.
Uh, I don't really have any anime on my list. I
Oh,
know
me
you
too.
said you might. Yeah, I thought I heard you say you did. I guess honorable mentions for anime. I'm not going to go too much into it because that'd be like another whole list. Death Note, still one of my favorites. Fantastic storyline. Later seasons kind of meh. Characters amazing, writing amazing. It follows the manga very well. Another one, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in particular. Again, characters are amazing. The setting's amazing. Uh, the dubbed version is very good. So is the subbed version. If you're into that, I mean, there's a few more I can list off, but moving more towards American animated TV is Archer. A lot of people grew up on Family Guy and The Simpsons, but I really didn't watch a whole lot of either of those. I watched more Archer than anything. Which fantastic show. Again, some seasons were better than others. But I've been a dedicated follower of that show for a long time, and I remember the night staying up past my mom's bedtime and watching Teletoon at night without her knowing, so I could watch Archer. And those are probably some of my fondest memories. Also stressful because I'm like, oh shit, gotta listen, gotta listen in and make sure she's not gonna come through the door and be like, "What the fuck are you watching in here?" As
Yeah.
Pam snorts cocaine off of Archer's dick or whatever. Um, Probably an episode with that in it. But yeah, it's a hilarious fucking show. It's similar to like Bob's Burgers and shows like that, and it is similar to Family Guy, same kind of art style, same sort of crude humor. But yeah, I love that show to pieces as well. Um, Next is from Amazon, which I don't have very many shows from Amazon. I think it's the only one actually, which is The Boys. I almost forgot about this one until I started thinking about other streaming platforms. And again, a one of a kind show. I don't think it could be replicated at all. It's pretty much superheroes gone bad. Shows the like bad side of being a superhero. You see people get run through and exploded into bits. You see like one of the characters use a baby's laser eyes to decapitate people. Like it's so brutally like brutal action, but it's so engaging. Storyline's great, characters are great. Um, you like there's not much to hate on that show right now. we'll see what the next season's like. But yeah, I love the humor of the show. I love the relationships between the characters and how they grow and change. Yeah, I love that show as well. Can't wait for the next season. All right. I'll go through one more and then you'll go through the rest of yours. Sound good? All right. Next one's a bit of an oddball. I know a lot of people like it for different reasons, is Black Mirror. I know you and I have watched a couple episodes together. It's a different type of show because there's no there is little hints of a story there because some of the episodes relate to previous episodes and they kind of like intertwine a little bit. But for the most part, they're like every episode is about a different type of thing. Like season 1 is completely different from season 2 and season 2 is completely different from season 3 and all the episodes in those seasons have different stories and different kind of characters and you don't really see any of the characters again. But it's all about like technology mainly, like technology gone wild and like a lot of it's about AI and different things like that, but it can be a depressing show sometimes with how real it is. But it's made to be like that. It's made to make you think. And I hope they come out with a new season. They haven't even talked about it, from what I can tell. But if you like, I guess, deep thought shows, not deep thoughts,
Deep in thoughts.
but like shows that actually make you think, and I think you'd enjoy it. So go
My
ahead.
turn?
Yes.
Okay. My next one is Breaking Bad. Brandon already talked about it. There's not much more I can say. Like, great show, all in all. Next one's Daybreak. It's like a team drama, zombie apocalypse survival kind of show. Um, it's definitely not a show to be for everyone. It's got its niche, like followers that like the show.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, it was already canceled. Uh, I could be wrong. It's a
Yeah.
show that I definitely probably wouldn't watch again. I've already watched it twice. I won't spend much time on it. Next one is a show that everyone loves to hate, hates to love. Is Riverdale. It starts
Uh,
off good and then it just gone. Like it's like season 1, 2, 3-ish, and then it's just might as well just not exist.
yeah.
I'm still watching it to see if it does get better. I love the characters, mainly Jughead. I've always loved him as an actor. Watching him in like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, I absolutely love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hoping it does get better, but I guess we'll see. Into my only anime on here, one of the only two I've ever seen. Brandon mentioned the other one I've seen, so I'm assuming he knows where this is going. Is Sword Art Online. I'm a huge MMO player. Love gaming, so it was an easy go-to for an anime
Mm-hmm.
that my brother recommended. I have to watch it again. Absolutely amazing. Um, Voice actors are good. The action in the show is enticing. It keeps you drawn there. Even the episodes that are like not action packed, it's just more story based, is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a watch. Next one, another weird, really weird show. My mother got me into watching actually. Is Santa Clarita Diet. It's very odd. Um, not it's not. This is gonna spoil much because you see it in the first few episodes. Um, the main character in the one of the main characters in the show, the wife, eats. Well, I don't know how she gets it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but she develops this, I guess, zombie-like characteristic where she needs to feed and on humans to survive. And the show kind of develops that she controls it, and they only go after like bad people, shit like that. It's a weird show. It's an old show. Um, I'd say watch it if you want to. It's not horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Next show, comedy. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times. Really, really short show, but so goddamn hilarious is The Crew. Anything Kevin James, I fucking love. He's such a good actor, good comedian.
Yeah.
Like I said, very short. It's about him and his NASCAR team. Really short show, really funny. Definitely should watch it. Next one is just a giant murder spree movies called Slasher. Short couple seasons, not very many episodes. A good watch if you like horror slasher kind of shows. And my last one, which I hope to make a second season. I haven't looked into it. I've only watched it once. It's called The Island, but it's I dash land. It's the show where people get I can't remember if they were drugged or knocked out and left on this island with like no survivors, no knowledge of how they got there, nothing, and they have to learn to like survive together. And there's a big plot twist in the show, and it's not bad. It's supposed to be like a temporary show, but they ended up keeping it. And I hope there's more seasons because it definitely could develop into something more. But that's my list of 22 shows. And it could be probably another 30 long, but we gotta cap this episode at some point.
Yeah, it's only been 41 minutes.
Yeah, and you still got 4 more. We have
Oh,
discussion
actually,
and
I was looking
outro.
through this, and the other there's 3 left, and the other 2 we've already talked about, so I'll just briefly talk about them. Next one's Ozark, which Brody already talked about. Love the characters, love the atmosphere. No one can hate on Ruth, and if you do, I'll cut you myself.
Mind
uh,
you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very unique in the cinematography, in the storytelling. A very big twist on the last season, and I think it comes out January, if I'm not mistaken. I looked it up a couple times. I'm pretty sure it's January, so I'm very interested in getting back into that again. And Money Heist again. I like that show not just for like the characters and the storytelling, like Brody was talking about, but just like what it represents. It started a movement, and like that kind of energy has just continued to build and build and build. People are fighting for their rights, and they're standing up to their oppressors, and the show really gave those people the almost the wake up call that, hey, these guys are doing something. Yes, it's fictional, but it's not impossible to start a revolution or movement.
Yeah.
So like I don't think any other show, and I'm pretty confident in saying that, I don't think any other show has started a movement quite as big as Money Heist.
Yeah, like you can look up pictures of like Dali and like stadiums are filled with people in the red
Yeah,
coveralls and the Dali mask.
yeah,
Like riots, protests, whatever you name it, there's always that figure there, the
hmm
figure of revolution.
yeah. It's truly changed our generation. I think. I mean, anyone our generation who's watched it, like, it's empowering, it's uplifting. It's sad, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
it also, in it being sad because there's losses, it's realistic. Like in movements such as that, you're going to expect losses. Um, so I mean, the whole show and what it represents is really special to me, I think, and
hmm
special to a lot of people. Uh, Letterkenny again. I went into it, kind of described it. Complete opposite of Money Heist there. Nice back to back. I know. Um, but no, it's just, sometimes you need that fucking dumb, stupid show just to get your mind off of things. And Letterkenny really was that for Brody and I, because like we started watching it when we first moved into this place in June, and like both him and I were still reeling from COVID and everything, and it was just nice to like be like, hey, you want to watch like a few episodes of Letterkenny just to have some laughs, and it was good. You know,
few episodes to a whole season.
yeah, we may have got carried away, but I mean that's how you know a show's good, and
Yeah,
that's kind of what you need nowadays is just some laughs. Um, and then last one on my list, which is kind of I think underrated and not a lot of people have heard of, is End of the Fucking World. It's another British show, so I don't think you'd like it. I mean, you'd like the story, but you wouldn't like listening to the people because Brody hates the British.
just like dub it to English, real English.
Real English, Canadian English.
Yeah.
But no, it was. was an interesting show. Like it was about these two characters, and they're both kind of I want to say sociopaths, but they're definitely not in tune to their emotions, similar to a sociopath, and like they weren't socially regular people, I guess. And it starts with them running away, and then they get in some trouble. And at the end of the first season, you think one of them dies, but then they don't. These are big spoilers, but whatever. It's obscure. Um, and the second season was very good, and I kind of wish they continued it, but they left it on a very good note. So honestly, I'm not too disappointed in that. But the characters made the show. I'll just say that. Like the storyline was very good as well, but I feel like without the actors like chemistry there, the show probably would have fallen apart after the first season. But they kept that energy going, and it was a really good show. And it was a short show, mind you, but I enjoyed it a lot. Shows,
I love how most of the shows you've listed I haven't seen.
yeah, I'm actually surprised about that, but. And then there's a bunch on your list that I've already seen because you bullied me into fucking watching them.
Yep.
There's a few other shows that I would have liked to list. The Originals was really good about vampires and werewolves and witches and stuff. It's a spin-off from a show that I don't think a lot of people enjoy because of the teenage drama, which is the Vampire Diaries. But I watched through both of them. The Originals is way better. Way better characters, way better dynamic. I like shows that are about family, I've noticed, because Peaky Blinders is about family, Sons of Anarchy is about family, Supernatural is about family. So I feel like those kind of shows kind of are just more interesting to me. And then, yeah, I mean, there's a few other obscure shows, but if we talk about any more, it's gonna be a long episode, so we're probably gonna stop there.
All right, bye.
Okay. Don't leave like Kyle does.
Just gone.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys agree with our choices. If you think they're good shows or not. Whether or not you say they're good or not, we'll still enjoy them. It is what it is. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys have any favorite shows? If so, comment them down below in the YouTube video, or just tweet at me a random show. I'll be so confused because I'll have no idea what the fuck I said in this episode. But yeah, just tweet at me with a random show.
How to sell drugs online, because that's a show. And
Yes.
there goes my camera.
Well, it's a good way to end it, I guess. Yeah, let us know if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like on the video. And while Brody is eternally in damnation because of his camera, he will let you know where you can find us on social media.
Yeah, you should definitely let us know. Like, if a show wasn't listed that you think should have been, or a show that we should watch, let us know. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, one of those, or on the YouTube comments, like Brandon said. Other than those, if you're looking for new ways to watch or listen, we're on YouTube to watch. We're on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube podcast.
Sorry, my bottle made a very weird noise. I don't know if my mic picked that up, but yeah.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Other than that, looking for different ways to support us. We have a Patreon if you're inclined to do so. We have merch if you want to support us in that direction. Or if you want to do something that's, free and easy, drop us a follow on our Twitches. Follow Brandon on TikTok. What are your names on both of those? Are the same? No.
It's just Canadian Walker on TikTok and then Canadian Walker 13 on Twitch.
There you go. My Twitch is Brody TY. I'll be a lot more active soon. A bunch of shit coming out that I'm super excited to play and stream.
Tarkov.
And WoW. WoW's next year, but
Yeah.
Mainly Tarkov. Tarkov's in a couple. Well, by the time this goes live, we'll be playing the new Tarkov wipe.
Yep.
So as soon as you listen to this Sunday morning, jump into our Twitches. One of us will be live.
Feet first into your monitor.
Yeah, just jump in there. Come right into our stream.
Just pops right into the Tarkov world.
I might shoot you in the head, but you know it's a game. It's fine. It's allowed.
Yeah.
I'll unalive you in the forehead.
Yeah.
I think that's
Go leave us a review on Apple as well. I am checking that semi-regularly, so you can go leave us a review there, or again, you can review us on our Facebook page if you follow us there. Everything is usually linked in the episodes. Hopefully the links all work. Last time I checked, they do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again for the support. Does mean the world. I notice our YouTube viewers are starting to outrank our Spotify and other streaming platforms on there. So
awesome.
Yeah, step it up, Spotify listeners.
I think people just want to watch
our faces,
our stupid expressions and hand gestures, and
yeah. We didn't flip the audience off.
We're flipping each other off. You get used to it.
It's okay.
This douchebag right here.
No, other way.
Is it? I thought you were on the left.
No, you're on the right.
Yeah, well, this douchebag over here. I know you're on that side.
No, I'm not!
You're lying to me. Go fuck yourself.
You've got it flipped, you dumbass.
Well, fuck the guy on the left. Whether it's me or him, I don't know.
Anyways.
You know what? Fuck one of us. Fuck both of us. Not in that way. Don't do it.
Unless you want to, I guess. Oh. Okay. No, don't do that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.